Okay, so this is the demo for Ace Combat Infinity beta test. Yeah, I don't really know what this is. Now, obviously I've heard of Ace Combat before because there's been like 10 billion of them, but I've never actually played one, so this will be my first Ace Combat game. So yeah, let's have a look at it. I've played one playing game before, and that is called Blazing Angels. You may have heard of it. I absolutely fudging love that game. It's one of my favourite games of all time. So yeah, I do like playing games, but I've only played one. So that's not really, it's not that great, but here we go. Of course, I will agree. Thank you very much for taking part in the Ace Combat Infinity beta test. Standard control, expert controls. Start the game using standard controls, yes. Guide for flight tutorial. It's time to get you behind the controls of an aircraft. The flight tutorial will teach you about controlling the aircraft. Alright, yes. Moving the flight training area to start the flight tutorial. Alright. Test flight, San Diego. There's a plane going over my house right now. It's a coincidence. Oh my god, it's crazy.
Welcome to your flight training test. You are cleared for takeoff. Winds are 360 degrees and 10 knots.
Okay, Alright. Use R1 to accelerate, hit the button held down, take off.
This is the flight tower speaking. Once again, you are cleared for takeoff.
Ooh.
Alright, we've got you on radar. Coming in loud and clear. Commencing flight test. We'll start by checking your aircraft. Let's test your ascent and descent capabilities.
Meow.
Pitch and descent.
Meow. I actually really like airplane games, right? Increase the altitude to 5,249 feet.
Good.
There you go.
Now lower your pitch and descent.
Oh my god.
Alright. Next up, let's test out turning. Try turning your aircraft to the right. Now try turning your aircraft to the left. That's it. Good. Now, use your auto-level control to go back to level flight.
Alright. Automatically level out your aircraft.
Good job. Now, use your yaw control to move horizontally right. Check. Nicely done. Use your yaw control to move horizontally left.
I wonder if we can go into cockpit.
Okay, that wraps up the basics. Next, we'll test acceleration and deceleration. Increase your throttle to build speed.
I'm stalling.
Well done. Next, decrease your throttle to lower your speed. All right, speed check's confirmed. Now I need you to perform a high G turn. Good job. No issues with your aircraft. Everything checks out nice and smooth. Next up, you've got an ordnance test for your standard missiles. Approach the dummy target up ahead and lock onto it from standard missile range.
Alright. Fire homing missile with circle.
Alright, you're in range. Fire a missile.
Whoa!
Locked on. Fire a missile. Target destroyed. Nice work. Next, we need to check your radar equipment. Use your search radar to find find and attack the dummy targets. Your search radar can be swapped out for a mid or wide range battle map. Check your search radar and attack the dummy targets. Dummy target 1 destroyed.
Probably my favourite part about flying games is the landing and taking off. Don't know why.
Dummy target 2 destroyed. Dummy target 3 destroyed. 3 targets left.
There's triangle to switch between enemy targets.
Checks complete.
Do you want to end the flight tutorial? Yeah. If you want to fly around freely any time, select test flight. I might just do that. Right, you got online co-op missions. Oh, thank you very much for taking part. Okay. Online co-op missions hangar test flight. Let's do a test flight. Because I want to land. I want to do some crazy landing. Begin test flight. Let's do some flying.
Next, we'll run a free flight test. We've placed several rings and dummy targets in your area. Fly through the rings and destroy the targets.
I don't want to do that. I want to land. How do we land? Oh, shit. How do I have to get the landing gear out? It's not going to let me do that, is it? Alright, here we go. Your left. Descend. Pause. Can you not land? You taking the cake? If you can't land, I'm not going to be happy. Oh my god, I'm like 7 feet. Oh, like 7 meters above the ground. I want to land though. I want to land. Landing's like my favourite part of the whole games. Oh, there we go. Ooh. Oh, wicked. Whoa! Oh, I'm going fast. I'm only 72 meters above. The graphics look okay. There's nothing wrong with them.
Series of rings near your location. Try to keep your flying as efficient as possible.
I'm doing 2,000 speed. What does that mean in like miles per hour? Whoa. Oh shit! Ah! Oh, okay. I wasn't worried. Okay, let's get into the main part of the. So what can we do in the actual beta? We do campaign, new campaign. All right, we can do mission and campaign by the looks of it.
It'll be 20 years to the day soon. The day the sky was ripped apart and countless bolts of light rained down upon us. I think this calls for a little history lesson. In 1994, a group of asteroids was discovered taking a long elliptical orbit around the Sun. They were created when an unknown asteroid struck the 1986 VG-1 Ulysses, an asteroid in orbit around Jupiter. The orbit of these Ulysses asteroids was on a collision course with Earth with an estimated 10,000 meteors set to strike the surface. Since there was no way to divert the orbit of each asteroid, construction began on a vast anti-air railgun network, a last-ditch effort to intercept and destroy the meteors. They built 6 facilities. The test unit Type 0 was built in China. Type 1 was built in America, and then 4 Type 5 units were built in Australia, Turkey, Namibia, and Argentina. In July 1999, the asteroids began to strike. Thanks to the railgun network, damage was kept to a bare minimum, only about enough to destroy the entire world order. Never in its existence had mankind experienced such a catastrophe. It came to be called the Ulysses disaster. The near-total loss of infrastructure led to economic chaos, particularly in the hard-hit Eurasian continent. To avoid total breakdown, the nations of Asia and Southern Europe rearranged themselves into regional federations. Military budgets were slashed, and the Federation poured most of their money into rebuilding. The depletion of energy sources brought on by the loss of territory soon proved to be a major problem, one that quickly led to an escalation in disputes over natural resources. We'll continue this later.
Mission 1, Lost Butterfly.
All right, time to start the briefing. We've got a new guy here today, but I'll have to cut the introduction short. My name's Goodfellow, and I'm your rep from the Arrows. As you know, Arrows is a mercenary force specializing in aerial warfare. Some people like to call us pirates. I prefer they'd call us privateers, at least. We are being employed by the UN Security Council, after all. Anyway, the UNSC's Military Staff Committee just sent Arrows a request for deployment. It was originally going to be an escort mission for the UNF Pacific Fleet stationed in Tokyo Bay, but that's changed. We now have multiple unknown UAVs flying toward Area J4E, Japan's former capital of Tokyo. In other words, right here. The UAVs are likely armed. We need them downed before they reach city limits. This will be the first sortie for the rookie here. TAC name, Reaper. Here's your emblem. Omega from the Bone Arrow Flight will be supporting you on this mission. Follow his instructions. I'll be expecting results, you hear? Dismissed.
Start mission. I guess this. Okay. May 1st, 2019, Tokyo, mission clear conditions, destroy all designated targets. 0900 hours.
A lot of meteor dust in the air again today. Hard to believe it's already been 20 years, huh? And the sky's still full of that junk. This is the JASDF 309 Squadron requesting affiliation. This is Omega from Arrow's Bone Arrow Squadron, working under independent UN command. We're here on operational support. The pirates, huh? HQ told us to expect you. Good luck out there. Yeah, you too. Good fellow to all Bone Arrows. We will now commence mission operations. Engage any enemy craft you come across. Omega affirmative. Bandits on our 12. Probably surveillance UAVs. Cleared to engage. Keep yourself together, rookie. These drones aren't even armed.
Okay.
Locked on.
That one's dead. That one's dead.
Enemy UAV destroyed. All enemy UAVs down. All units, we got new bandits approaching. Use your long-range search to get their location. Switch to your wide-range battle map. The locator on your HUD will show what direction the bandits are coming from. Follow the locator. Remember, you can't fire missiles while you're reloading. Classic rookie mistake. Another
Ooh.
enemy flight approaching. More of them? Be careful. Few of the bandits have anti-air ordnance on them. I'm adding a TGT display on your HUD container. Take those down before anything else. Whoa, is that a Quax? These bogies are a lot more agile than the last guys. General purpose drone designed by JASTF. Might just be a close resemblance. I'll check on that crap later. Just focus on the attack. Rookie! Take him down! Fire. All UAVs destroyed. Good work. All radar blips? What the hell? Enemy UAVs approaching. Open CIWS fire. Enemy UAVs are attacking urban areas. They're striking the coastline from Shinagawa to Kawasaki. And the same armed versions we just ran into. All units, eliminate them before there's any more damage. Damage report. There's an evacuation order out for the coastal areas. If this keeps up, though, the evacuation zones might be in danger, too. Move it, Rookie! All enemy UAVs down. No further enemy presence in this airspace. This is JASDF 309. Thanks for your support. Glad to be of service. I'm getting the latest damage report now. Looks like they didn't reach the evacuation zones. Not too shabby, Reaper. These things, Quax craft, you said? Why would they be striking Tokyo? I'll get the UNF to brief me on the UAVs later. All units, clear to return home.
Mission accomplished. That was easy. I will say it's kind of hard to tell what the hell's going on sometimes with all the stuff on the HUD.
This is believed to be a terrorist attack carried out by armed forces from the Iuli region. It caused extensive damage to Tokyo. The naval fleet was also attacked, so the UNF generals are all furious right now. The UAVs they used are an upgraded version of the MQ-90 Quax, a Japanese-made UAV that's also been deployed in the Americas. It may be unmanned, but it's still a very powerful bomber. It's equipped with an aggressive aerodynamic design and a new type of semi-automatic control system. The UNSC says it's a Werner NOAA product. Apparently the control system's a top-secret design that they stole. Werner denies everything, of course. Navigation would normally use a system that relies on improved GPS satellite tech, but this craft uses a different relay system for its operations. We also caught an unknown fighter craft flying at high altitude over the area. The UN's going to raid and inspect Werner's facilities in Iuli and the other special zones shortly. Werner NOAA is the biggest company in its field. Normally, the UN doesn't like doing anything to make them angry. Now, though, I guess they don't have much choice.
Okay, you have obtained credits as a reward. 500. You have received a new nickname. Nickname Rookie. Caution, you must achieve the rate of a second lieutenant before you can use newly obtained nicknames. To next mission? Is there another mission?
Welcome back. Let's continue where we left off. Now, where was I? Oh, right. So tensions were escalating worldwide. The wars that resulted led to an increasing number of refugees. To handle these refugees, special semi-autonomous zones were established in the EU, the Asian nations, and part of Russia. Iuli, the zone founded in southern Russia, was the largest of them land-wise, which allowed them to take in vast numbers of migrants. But these refugees were treated like cheap labor. Living conditions grew worse, and the region was soon home to gigantic slum areas. Anti-foreign worker demonstrations were rife across the entire zone, threatening peace and welfare in the surrounding regions. As a result, a certain company stepped in to help support the job market in the refugee zones. That company was Werner NOAA Enterprises, the defense contractor giant. Once nations had to slash their military budgets after the Ulysses disaster, the private military service industry with its mercenary forces experienced a major boom. Also, thanks to the Advanced Automated Aviation Plan introducing enhanced computer numerical control to aircraft manufacture, it became a simple matter to rebuild previously existing aircraft designs. The resulting glut in available aircraft led to a new issue, a lack of pilots to control them. Hence why you now see mercenary groups cobbled together from dropout pilots. But I digress. The nations and federations overseeing the special zones welcomed Werner's support. In turn, Werner received huge parcels of land and a huge workforce to do its bidding. Soon the company expanded from its core military business into energy and space development. Their business had an enormous impact on recovery efforts around the world, and the localized conflicts began to simmer down. Now we come to today, 20 years later. The special zones have shown major economic growth under Werner's wing. But the huge weapons stockpiles stored in these zones have made them a breeding ground for armed extremist groups. These groups have formed a multinational network spread across the special zones. And more we're seeing them carry out anti-imperialist attacks in the nations surrounding Iuli. This has led the UN and the world's superpowers to label them terrorists. Which brings us to... Are you awake? Sorry, you must be tired. We can pick this up another time.
What are you saying? What? Great Migration, Mission 2. Why is it called beta if it's more like a demo?
Following the Tokyo terror attack, the UN staged emergency inspections on facilities in Iuli. They didn't obtain any evidence on the new UAVs we saw, but they did discover plans for an orbital weapon. Multiple nations are apparently involved in its development. The UN calls it a violation of space treaties and a new threat to replace nuclear proliferation. They're demanding the project be halted immediately. As a result, the chief military official at Werner has been forced out of the company. But this thing isn't over yet. In fact, it's just beginning. We've spotted a large squadron of unidentified transport aircraft heading for Area B9K, an aerospace center in the West Indies, accompanied by escort craft. The center was involved with the development of the space weapon I discussed. The nature of the cargo is unknown, but once we identify the craft as hostile, you have permission to shoot them down. Normally, this would be a UNF or USAF job, but given how tense things have been with Latin America, the US doesn't want to pour any more oil on the fire. All in all, they preferred if the media kept their focus on the Tokyo attacks instead of this. That's why they enlisted us privateers for their dirty work. It ought to be a pretty good payday for us. We'll be having our best pilot on this op. In Arrows, if you're a top earner, you get first priority over everyone else. You want money, you want fame, then you're gonna have to outdo our ace here.
May 15th, 1300 hours, West Indies. Destroy all designated targets.
Nothing like a trip to the Caribbean. Good fellow, to all units. The unidentified transports and escorts are approaching the aerospace center. Once we identify them as hostile, you have permission to shoot them down. Don't let them damage the aerospace center. Phone Arrow 1, this is Viper. Getting a radar blip on our 12. Good fellow, the Viper. Switch to an open channel and send out a notice. Yeah, copy that. Attention unidentified aircraft. This is the Arrow Squadron operating under independent United Nations command. Follow our guidance and change your... FC radar targeting from the craft. They're bandits. I knew it! All units, permission to engage. All right, let's get this party started. Hey, you, Lone Arrow 4, the rookie with that stupid emblem. Here with me. I want to see what you got. Those transports aren't too quick. I want you to fly right into one. Transport's down. Time to wipe out the rest. Watch out.
Missile
Enemy
alert.
launching air-to-air missiles. You got a missile coming for you, Rook. Dodge it.
Ow.
Look out, man! Nice day. Stay focused. Watch out for missiles as you take out the enemy. Break! Good kill! Locked on. Not too bad, rookie. 4 of them on our 12. Think you can keep up with me, kid? You know, that Reaper emblem you got freaks me out. It's like a bit haunted. How about I paint a nicer one on there for you, huh? tactical recon data has been updated. Check your HUD, rookie. Your tactical data link activates when you're in close range of Allied craft. It's incorporating sensor fusion technology. You've got a tactical data link. Your FCSs will work in tandem to boost the whole squadron's attack power. It'll boost your accuracy, reload speed, firepower, and a hell of a lot more. Watch your distance from the others as you proceed. Fire! Enemy transport down. One hostile transport left. You know how to use your data link, right? It's not complicated. Check your radar and get close enough to an Allied craft. It'll activate automatically. Stay with me. You get shot down, the sharks are gonna feast on you. Target down. You've dropped out of effective data link range. You won't be able to use it for a while. What's your aim? Locked on. Bandit down. You're in effective data link range. Enemy transport squadron destroyed. Hey, rookie! Take a look at Viper's craft. Thing's old enough to be in a museum, but he threw a boatload of cash into customizing it. See that infinity mark on the side? That means he shot down so many bandits, he can't keep counting. Viper here. King, bail out. Do you copy? Seems like you got a lot of free time over there. You just got back in the air. Don't get yourself shot up again. Roger that, Viper. Always know when he's nearby, too. It smells fresh. All bandits confirmed down it. Not yet, they aren't. We got a couple stragglers. First group already arrived. Cover the next. Third enemy flight incoming. Take them all down. Right. Time to make the donuts. Take them down. Bait to bait! 5 hostile craft left.
Whoa!
Shot down a bandit. The rest of you better shape up before he gets them all. Boy, Viper, you sure step up your game once your creditors start harassing you, huh? Same one with the snake. Be careful, they're stronger than we thought. That spice is getting bad. Patrick mercenary ace. Half the enemy's flight's down. Keep it up. Target line. Kill him! One bandit left. This is it. The last one's mine. No, it ain't. I still got some money left to make. Fire! Opening data link. Missile away. Oh man, the rookie got to him first. All bandits offline. Great job, Bone Arrow Squadron. Time to go home. Good fellow to Viper. How'd our new recruit do? Reaper kid? Not bad considering. If he applies himself, I can see him becoming useful. Anyone can, if they put in the time to get past their growing pains. Too bad that last guy didn't get that far. Yeah, because you pushed him too hard.
Mission accomplished. So sometimes, like I said, it's a bit hard to tell what the hell's going on sometimes.
Well done. The Aerospace Center emerged unscathed. We're investigating the transported cargo right now. For now, I know you guys just went halfway around the world, but I've got more work for you. A group of 9 high-powered executives known as the Gray Men have been kidnapped in Russia. We're talking elite members of the most exclusive circles of world economics and government. Meanwhile, terrorist forces have occupied a Werna military facility in Iuli in southwest Russia. We've got armed insurrections around other Werna facilities too, and we think they're connected. So, We'll be heading for Russia.
Next.
Bone arrows. We are now commencing the hostage rescue operation.
Move. One of the UN elites. Incoming blast. Oh, man. Large presence detected at high altitude.
Did you see that? Whoa.
I'll show you some fun.
Whoa. Okay, so that was the actual campaign demo. Can we do online co-op missions? Alright, so that was the actual demo for the campaign. Well, I like it. Apparently, I think the last one, wasn't it Ace Combat Assault Horizon? And I don't think it was as well received as the last ones. But this one looks pretty cool, and it looks a bit crazy. You saw that huge ass ship, whatever the hell that was. I've heard that the stories for the old Ace Combat games were a bit crazy. There was just like space planes and stuff like that. So I wonder if this is going back to a bit like that, but I'm not sure. But it seems pretty cool, and yeah, now I'm going to try out the online co-op missions.